What's up, sir?
Yo,
Doing?
how goes
So,
it today?
what was that?
Say, how goes it today?
Hold on a second. Oh, just 1 second. Sorry, just getting this all set up. Should have already had this done and ready to go. There we go.
Should be okay. Start.
Yeah. She wanted to jump
Hey,
on.
My cousin, how you doing?
Where's Mara?
Say
Good.
again.
Where's Mara?
In there on the couch.
Where's Mara?
In there on the couch.
What is she doing on the couch?
We was relaxing, man. I'm just doing Davey a solid. We were chilling today.
You look good.
Thank you. I need to lose a couple pounds, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I understand. See me. He calls me at the last minute. It's like, oh, do you want to do this? Yep, I'll get on with you.
Yeah. Always here to support.
You need to put this.
I'm turning. Yeah, it starts to lag after a while. I'm gonna have my camera off on because it does lag after a little bit.
My stuff never lags.
But
There we go.
no, I wanted to bring you on because
Oh, it's Jared.
she's having fun with this.
And you can make it like. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. Now I wanted to talk to you because there's a lot of drivers that follow my channel that they're looking to get into leases or buy, and I think they misunderstand a lot of the aspects of it, like how to handle big, if they make big money, let's say they do over $100,000, what they can write off. I've talked to maybe 20, 30 guys about how to deal with LLCs and taxes and different stuff to do with child support. But let's go ahead and talk about, how you came up in the game, because to me, you did it the hardest way possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where you want me to start at? Where you want me to start?
Well, so how did you start Minor Logistics? Like, what was preparing you? What were you doing to prepare to start the company?
Okay, well, I mean, initially, so I guess I'll give you a little background for your audience. I come from an engineering background, so I was when I left, I was a cellular engineer. So I engineered 5G networks. Before that, I engineered concrete, and so I guess for a good maybe 3 to 4 years before getting in, even embarking on starting our business, I project managed all my projects, and so that kind of prepared me for pretty much managing big projects, because we're talking bridges, $1 million projects, whole 5G network. So this stuff is huge, and so it kind of set me up, and I got my original experience in logistics from UPS. I worked with UPS about 4 years as a front end supervisor, and I pretty much ran the front end up in Seattle, Washington. And so those things, I mean, coupled with my work ethic, and I had a great friend up in Atlanta that had I think 4 trucks at the time, and he brought me in and showed me his numbers. And like I said, I had a good job already, good family and everything. And he showed me the numbers, and it made sense to me. And so, Davey, like you saying, I mean, for those that don't know me, I jump off the deep end on everything. I go hard. So, like Davey said, I did it the hardest way possible. I didn't go work for anybody. I never did any of that. I studied while I worked my 70 hours at the engineering firm I was at to get my CDLs. I flew up on the weekends to Atlanta and drove with my guy over the weekends. And so I worked all week, fly up there on Friday, drive with him with my restricts. And that's how I learned how to drive. And so while doing that, working to get my restrictions, we pulled the business and we pulled the LLC and just built it up from scratch, my wife and I. And so we went from not being in trucking at all to having our own authority and our own truck in the whole 9 yards. So there was no lease owner operator. There was none of that. We went straight to the big ticket. I don't know
if you could go back now to, no, you did. I think there's a bit of a delay between your video and mine. But if you could go back now, like, would you recommend somebody, any driver somewhere, if they don't necessarily want to go out and buy a truck and get their own authority and stuff like that, would you recommend them lease just to kind of get dip their toe into it?
What? To recommend the leasing? Well, that really just depends on who you are. So what I recommend more than anything is knowing who you are and what you want. That's like number one. Yeah. Knowing who you are and what you want is number one, because if you know that, whatever you try to do is probably going to work. Lease, owner, operator, owner, whatever, because you're going to be willing to work towards whatever that is you set that goal in front of you. So would I say lease? I mean, yeah, if you're going to hedge, I guess that's leasing is kind of a hedging thing. You're hedging, you're depending on, whatever big company you're with to kind of help you out if you run into a situation. That's from what I see and hear. I've never been in the lease situation, so I can't really necessarily speak on that part, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, there's about that a lot. No, it does. I also have conversations with Brett, and I'm totally against it. Save up your money, buy a truck. Let do it the way that they did back in the day, where you have full control. It's you against them, and you ain't got to have no middleman, other than the broker, so to speak. But that's actually a good way to describe it, as a hedge.
Yeah, because it's a hedge. It's a certain level of safety net there, because like when you go about it and do it the way that my wife and I chose to do it, like there's no, like, we took all our money, we bought a truck and started a business, and we made it work. Like, it didn't just fall into place and everything was smooth. And Davey, you drove with us, you was on the road with me. How long did we go on the road together?
Yeah.
How long did we do that for?
It was almost 3 months.
Yeah, that's what I thought. About 90 days, right? Yeah, we back and forth to Washington in a single bump. From the talk about the struggle, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a double, guys. It was, it was a beautiful, man. Yeah. That was a beautiful truck.
Yeah, but we teaming in a single bump. So, I mean, yeah, I just
making money.
But I don't know how to hedge. You know what I mean? I don't know how to do that. That was the whole reason I came to trucking. It was to not depend on anybody. If I'm gonna win, like, my hard work will help me win.
Yeah, this video is gonna be, it is being recorded, so I will be dropping it on the channel. So even though there ain't that many people in here, they're gonna get this game, because usually I get about 100 views per video usually. But this is important information, because a lot of people that I talk to, that I meet at the truck stops, that I meet, getting into these leases and such, or 1099 positions, they don't have a lot of confidence in what they want to do. And that's something I've talked a lot about, especially when in my own situations. So I'm glad you touched on that, because it is really tough to kind of get over that when you want to, have big aspirations and dreams, but you're not willing to jump over that cliff.
Yeah, only the risk takers make money, and it's that simple. You're not really making any money being safe in America. You want if you want safety, I tell my wife this: you want safety, go get a job. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the best hedge you can do.
But what you will find out with that is it's safe until it's not. It's safe
Exactly.
until they tell you it can't work.
Isn't that what happened to you?
Yeah, that's part of what got me into trucking. Is we got hit by a hurricane here in Florida, and my office was shut down. The engineering office, the cellular engineer, it was shut down for, man, it might have been 3 weeks, and we just had moved into this house, and yeah, and so I had just started working there, so I hadn't been working there. I mean, 2 months, maybe 3 max. And so I didn't have leave. I didn't have vacation. You know, I didn't have all of that stuff. I hadn't built it up yet. And so they pretty much told me to take my vacation. I'm like, well, I just started. I can't. They did this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they threw their hands up. Like, I don't want to tell you, buddy. And from that, and I wasn't bitter or sour about it. It was what it was. I understand. I feel that. We go figure something else out.
What was the what was your mind basically starting out? Like, I know, you know, you said you had your confidence in yourself and you were going to go out here and make it succeed no matter what, but like, what was going through your mind when you decided to, you know, go and buy a truck? Because to a lot of these guys, they're equating that with leasing, because if it's not a walkaway lease, which, you know, that's another sentiment of I don't believe in myself. If it's not a walkaway lease, they're very, very hesitant to jump into it, which I don't blame them. But at the same time, what advice would you give somebody that is wanting to go out and buy their own truck, or they're getting a lease and they're having doubts? Like, what would you say to them? What would you say to me?
Well, I mean, to me, the whole concept of a walkaway lease is it screams lack of confidence in a couple
Absolutely.
things. The decision you're about to make, the truck you're about to buy, and confidence in yourself to win. Those three, like, it screams that, because there's no such thing as a walkaway house, well, other than you sell it.
Ooh, no, that's a bar.
But we all know selling a house ain't easy to snap in your fingers. There's a lot that come with it. So you go buy a house, that's a major, it's like a lot of people say that's your most important decision you'll make in your lifetime. Like, or one of, you ain't walking away house, you didn't go buy a walk away car.
Some people seem to think that they be like, oh, they can come repo it.
That's not even an asset, and then you're destroying your credit when that happens. So, I just say don't do it if you don't believe in it.
That's what I have a people that come in my. Sorry about that. So it's the delay. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a few people that are in the comment sections in some of the videos, you know, that they're like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. And, you know, that's fine and dandy if they don't want to do it. But some of us, we believe we can go out there, step on faith, or just step on ourselves and go out there and make the money. Now, me, I overanalyze things. I look at the markets, I look at the fuel, I look at this and I look at that, because I don't want to, again, that I see, but that's me making an excuse. But they're typically worried about, oh, well, how am I paying my tax bill? I'm not afraid to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you say how you going to pay your tax, but so this is, you mentioned Brett, our friend Brett. So you mentioned Brett. This is why we say this. If you cannot manage your money to go buy your first truck, how are you going to manage triple that?
Oh yeah, you're not.
How? No, yeah, you are. You gonna fuck it up. Oh, I don't know if I can. You go.
I'm gonna buy a Hellcat.
But you're gonna mess it up.
Big Money Grips, the Guru Pitka of leasing.
You're gonna mess it up, and I'm sure leasing works for some people. I'm sure it works for some people. I know a dude that leased and he owns the truck now, but I won't say his name, but he's not happy. He's not happy.
He's not happy. What, because of the lease?
His lease worked out. His lease worked out. He leased. He stayed there the whole time till he owned the truck. He's still there. And then we talk. He and I talk, and he wondering, "Hey man, I should have went your way because of the level of freedom."
Did he feel like he wasted time?
Yes. He drove the same. So he drove the same miles down the same road, just for somebody else.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, he drove it, but
So
he wanted that security of somebody else controlling his books per se, because he didn't have trust in himself to control it. And that might not even
that's crazy.
But think about it, that might not even be your strong suit, but you still need to control them in the fact that you might outsource that part of your business, but you're still in control. Because at any time you can learn along the way.
Yeah, see, that's by talking to you and again, our mutual friend Brett. That's kind of really my biggest. Like, okay, if what a lot of these political commentaries like to say, in the trucking industry, they don't have no degree or whatever. But anyway, they like to sit here and say, why would I go get an authority when I can lease? But if I'm
a text and stuff too. I ain't just, I'm still working. I'm still working. So I just want to let everybody know. I don't disrespect.
You're a leader.
Go ahead. Yeah, go
ahead. No. So my biggest hang up is if in the lease, I can't pivot and go get my own load off the load board. I gotta stay adhered to the company. This thing, and I would have never thought about that if I didn't have you in my corner, Brett, a few individuals, but somebody that doesn't have those people in their corner, the lease looks great to them, and it very well might be for them.
I agree. One thing I can say I'm very grateful for is my good friend. Like, we grew up together. We go way back. The one that got me into this. Just some of the knowledge he dropped on me as far as being your own person, I guess you're not your own person, being your own boss and being in control. It's so huge. It's so huge, the freedom and it comes with a heavy crown. Like it comes with work all the time. It is responsibility, but I got into it for the level of freedom. So it gave me exactly what I wanted, even though I had to pay a heavy toll for it. And so I appreciate all the people I've had around me coming up, and Brett being one of them, because he's been in the game for a long time. But almost everybody has somebody telling them something, and everybody can access YouTube. Everybody won't listen.
Yeah.
Everybody won't listen. You could tell somebody how to make $1 million tomorrow and they won't listen.
That's like me. I come on here trying to promote positivity and, just be like, hey, if you want to stay a company driver for 10, 20 years, do that. If that's what's comfortable for you. If you want to lease, if you want to buy a truck, just know what you want. And I just get, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But okay. You ain't got to listen to me. YouTube is full of other people that have way more experience than I do. People that are in your position and even higher.
Right. Well, everything is a personal choice. Okay. I mean, the biggest thing is my goals aren't your goals, and your goals aren't my goals.
Right.
And if you're happy with a $500 check every week and you home every day, hey man, that's what makes you happy. that doesn't make you right, wrong, whatever. It's just that part ain't for me. That wouldn't make me happy.
Yeah. What would you okay. What advice would you give somebody coming new into the game?
Number one thing, stay focused. Stay focused. More than anything, stay focused. So I guess I would say be disciplined, but stay focused. It's always going to be a birthday to be home for. It's always going to be a party to be home for. It's always going to be a football game to be home for. It's always something to be home for. But if you sacrifice for a couple of years, you can be home every day. So you got to be willing to give to get. So to that, you got to be focused.
Yeah, yeah, that's that. I know, but I for those that don't know, that this is what I struggle with. Is I'll come out here and I'll run really hard, make a bunch of money, or 3, 6 months, even 9 months, say, and then I go to missing my old lady, my kid, and I start getting distracted, and that's one of my biggest flaws.
Yeah, I'm gonna
struggling with that right now.
I'll play the violin for you, man. Sing me a song. I'm like, what you out here for?
Hey, yeah, exactly. This focus. Like, if you push through for a year or two, you'll have the money to get the truck. You have the money to get the day cab, or go home and do whatever you want.
Yes, you
give yourself a window for 6 months.
Make a plan. Always have a 5-year plan. Make a plan. Stick to it. And when I say stick to it, that doesn't mean you cannot shift, because you will shift. Logistics is one of the most dynamic industries on the face of the earth. It's dynamic. It will shift in a moment's time. It's like the wind out in Wyoming. It'll be 0 and then it'll be 60 miles per hour in seconds. But make a plan and make sure you get to it. Don't get off. Like, stay focused, blinders. And then you can have everything you thought you wanted that was passing by while you was on your trek. It's right there at your fingertips. You'll get tired of it, actually. Watch.
Would you still recommend? Like, would you recommend getting into that side of the trucking industry now? The owner op lease positions now, with whatever is going to happen in the market. I know that's a lot of people's issue, especially with high gas prices.
It's doable. We're still profitable here at Minor Logistics. We're still profitable. It's doable. I mean, how hard are you willing to work?
Okay.
Like, yeah, we're still profitable, man.
Yeah, I mean, I know there are a lot of guys that ain't willing to stay out.
Exactly.
More than weeks. Me personally, I've done 2 weeks. I'm sorry, not 2 weeks, but 2 months. And if I were to lease, I might stay out 3 months. It just depends.
Well, I
might come home for a 30-hour reset, take off, and go again. I know you've done that several times.
Hey, man, just for everybody that don't know, my first 2 years, my wife we had a daughter, but my wife was pregnant when we got into this. When my son was born, I made it home for him to be born. I might have seen him 5 times in that year. Maybe. He did not know who I was at 1 year old. He didn't know. You can't get him away from me now. But at 1 year old, and that was hard. That was really hard, because I'm a big family man. But I can see in the future the sacrifice was worth it, because he won't even remember 0 to 1. Only I will. And that's
exactly
selfish. That's selfish. It's selfish.
Man.
So I was selfless. I stayed on the
road.
In the
future, that really pays off for the family.
I'm here for everything. I'm here for everything. I don't miss nothing. I went to Layla's first basketball game yesterday. I mean, this morning. That was this morning. I don't miss nothing.
See,
I'm here for it all. I pick them up from school.
And I know, like, if I had like, oh wow, that's the delay again. Sorry.
No, you cool. Yeah, you'll be there right now. What, that was about 2-3 years?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You probably was.
Yeah, I'd have a truck. I'd probably be leased on with you, and I could. Yeah.
You probably wouldn't have been driving it at this point. You wouldn't even been driving the truck. You might have owned the truck. You wouldn't have been driving it for what?
That's a big problem in today's society is people don't know how to be still.
They can't. They can't. But that's why I say you can tell somebody how to make $1 million right now. They won't do it. Because they get in.
Hey, let me pivot a little bit. I had a guy earlier. He was talking about the lease here in the company I'm with. And so a lot of people, it does sound good, but he was basically talking about how with fuel being high, that's, millions of dollars in their pockets that we got to pay for, but it's a full maintenance lease. So when taxes come, you don't get to write off any of the maintenance stuff. Now, I'm not explaining it in depth, like he went into in the comment section. So like I could be stating it wrong, but basically from what I'm understanding was, if you made $300,000 and you're only able to, have deductions, and I think he's missing the point, but have deductions from not having the maintenance account to write off a major portion of that. You're going to be stuck with $40,000, $50,000 tax bill. But there are ways and tax strategies, but you should be having that set in motion when you're getting into this situation. And I know your example, in the Freightliner, like I remember you telling me you spent $47,000 on maintenance a year. But basically what I'm trying to say is if they do get in the situation, what can they do to kind of mitigate the taxes?
It's going to be hard because your first couple of years, that maintenance it might keep you in the negative, like tax wise, you know what I mean? So if you don't have any maintenance to write off, but you can write off that lease payment. That should be fully, you should be able to fully write that off. I don't know, turn your house into part of your house into your home office. You could search for using tax strategies for that, but that's a big chunk you cutting out when you cut out maintenance, man. That's like that's easily almost a third of your money, man, maintenance.
Oh wow. So that is actually pretty important.
Yeah. If you got it good, it might be 10%, 15%, but you get an older truck. You remember I got in, it was 2005 Century. So you get an older truck, you just know you're going to put some work into it.
You come in this industry to make money, so more money.
Yeah, but what it is you kind of got to be willing to sacrifice to get on the back end of actually making money. Like a little bit of money now can't override a lot of money later. If that makes sense.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, so like you say, people get into business to make money. Like I got these two guys that are just got into business, and one is struggling with, hey, they're not really making any money. It was like, bro, you just started. You might not make money for a little while. And you got to be willing to.
Okay. So
I guess this is what I mean when I say the confidence, because it will get ugly. it will get ugly, but you got to have the confidence to know you could work it out.
But it's a learning curve. That's all, right?
Yeah, but also you got to be willing to work because everybody's not willing to work.
Yeah, and if you ain't willing to work and getting them wheels turning at the same time, even if it is percentage, or like you say, you know, with being a actual carrier, because you are your own carrier, you're a whole company in and of itself. If you're not willing to get out there on the road, like you're not gonna make any money. So what's the point of leasing or buying or anything?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what was that?
I just said, yeah. I was agreeing.
Oh, my bad. This delay is really kidding. I need better internet. Are y'all looking for drivers right now?
Always. I go buy another truck, man.
Always.
I go buy another truck, man. What's up?
Hey, well, shout out your company. You know, tell us about the logistics.
So my logistics, we based out of Plant City, Florida. Right now we got 4 trucks, 3 trucks, 1 owner operator. They all Freightliner Coronados minus the owner operator. We'll go get another Coronado. He won't come drive. Guys average about between 15 and 2,200 a week. We pay on a weekly basis. And if you want to work, they have not made enough road that you can't drive. Because when you go up that one road you went up, you can turn right around and come back down that joint.
It's 1099, right?
Yeah, it's 1099. But that's.
You need to have any restricts, endorsements, or anything? Any freight that you special?
No.
Or you just haul everything?
Well, yeah, I should say that while I'm hauling out my logistics. We're refrigerated company. Like we operate reefers. That's pretty much all we run. We will run some dry stuff, but being in Florida, that made the most sense because almost all you're gonna get out of Florida is produce. So it keeps us profitable to run reefers.
Okay, I gotta say that we're gonna touch on because a lot of people are bringing it up. Rate cons. What do you think about companies not offering rate cons, at least programs?
Hold on, say what now?
What do you feel about companies not offering rate confirmations or rate sheets, whatever the terminology people use today, in their?
So if somebody's leasing the truck to them, they won't give them the rate con?
Yeah.
Is that what you're
saying? How do you
saying?
feel about that?
Wait, that happens? That's a thing?
That's a thing.
Hey man, if you own your truck, you should be getting a rate con. Just that. If somebody doesn't want you to see the money, run. Fast.
I got you on that one for sure.
Fast. We're super.
Thank you for touching on that.
Yeah, we're super, like, we're transparent with everything over here at Mileage. Davey, we're super transparent. Like it, love it. I mean, you can always walk out the door. So we're super transparent with everything. So to tell somebody, an owner, because you're an owner, if you're leasing, you own that. That's no different than you when you just kind of might not own it after you're finished. But there's no way no owner is not seeing a rate con. That makes no sense to me. You're not doing business if you're not seeing a rate con. That makes sense.
Yeah. I agree with you, to be honest with you, and that's what makes me hesitant.
Well, real quick, Davey, like you said, you asked like what advice? Read, people, read. Gotta be willing to read.
Knowledge is power.
You have to be willing to read. Most problems because people just don't know.
So what yeah. No, Chaz told me a couple of times, a couple of things that I should have read and I didn't, and I look like a fool afterwards.
Yeah, and it's gonna cost you this too on the carrier side.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, on the carrier side, it costs you a lot of this if you don't read.
So what how does somebody go about, like getting to that level where we can actually buy a truck? Like what if you just want to stay a company driver, like what, you just saving up your money, like teeth and bones? Because I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that try and beat the system, whether that be through credit or whatever. What advice would you give somebody that's trying to, that has aspirations to get to that level?
Well, I mean, first of all, ask yourself what you're spending your money on now. Like even right, like right now, if you're a company driver, we're just gonna, for shits and giggles, say you're making about $1,400-$1,400 a week, maybe even 2,000 or better. So if you make $2,000 a week, ask yourself before you was making them $2,000, how you were living, and why you not have a bunch of money saved up now. That's all you gotta, like, you gotta do that. Like, so I was surviving on, I was making $14 an hour when I was working that warehouse job. How was I surviving? You're making triple that and you're still broke. Which goes back to my point. If you cannot manage your money to buy one truck, how are you going to manage more trucks?
Hey, these people seem to like your you putting down, Jared.
You know me, man. It just is, shit just is what it is with me. You can't, like,
I've been telling you for years, you need to make a YouTube, man. You be out here getting people cracking up all left and right.
I ain't got no time though, bro. I was working.
I know you out there running businesses.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm picking up before work.
So what's the next step for mining logistics? Like where's mining logistics going? Because I know you want to grow. So like what are your, like, what's your 5-year goals for mining logistics?
Well, first and foremost, we just need dedicated people. We're how many 7 employees right now. So we are 8 if you want to count me. 8 employees. We just need dedicated people that want to go to work. If we have dedicated people that want to go to work, we'll grow as big as we need to grow to accomplish some of the other things, which I won't speak about because we have other business ventures outside of the logistics industry. But this is our, the logistics is our bread and butter. So we lean fully into this. The 5-year goal you asked, that I'll touch on that. We just reached our first 5-year goal I guess we were about 7 months ahead of schedule. We got our 3rd truck. I mean, really our 4th truck. You fucked up the one, Davey. So we got our 3rd truck. We finally had 3 trucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to know.
Yeah, we finally had 3 trucks. And that was a 5-year goal. So we hit that back in April or May, I think it was. And now, so the next 5 years, want to at least have 10. At least have 10 trucks in the next 5 years. That should happen in the next 2-ish. If we can get some people to really lock in, working on some contracts and stuff right now, so we can have, so our guys know they, kind of know what they're doing. I know you said, that's a big complaint from drivers that they don't know what they're doing next. So, but I mean, for everybody that's listening, y'all got to understand, as a small carrier, you're not just locking down like consistent freight for the most part, unless you're going to take a huge pay cut. And we're not really in the business of taking pay cuts over here at Mining Logistics. That's not what we're trying to do. So 5-year plan, 10 trucks, increase our back office staff, just kind of grow, you know what I mean? And the goal is 10. So with 10 trucks, we should have about 25 employees, maybe. It's about that. We're close to hitting next year we should hit our goal of $1 million in sales. Came close this year, but probably not going to make it. But next year we should, because we should be fully staffed and rolling next year. Should grow a little bit, couple more trucks next year, get some trustworthy people in. And yeah, we just keep growing it, and we'll start sticking our fingers in some other stuff. I'll get back to my engineering roots. My wife is in real estate. Anybody need a real estate agent? Central Florida, Tampa area, shit, all of Central Florida, hell, all of Florida. Mara Minor, La Rosa Realty. Look up. She's great.
Can you spell that out?
MARAMINOR. La Rosa Realty.
Okay.
Look up. I'll flash the business cards.
I got a guy in here. Yeah, go ahead and put that up, because I got a guy in here that's asking for the company name, what's the pay, can they bring their own truck, and stuff like that. So maybe you can get some drivers off this.
Yeah, give me something. You asked me for the card, so I got to grab. Yeah.
And how can people apply to?
This is my information. We'll take a second. Can you see that, Davey? Like, it looks bright. How's that? Can you see that? Can they read that?
Kind of hold it still right there. Yeah, they can read that.
Yeah.
If they can't, they can pause the video.
So yeah, that operations@minerlogistics.com. You reach out to that, or you can reach out to me directly, Jared.Miner. My wife, Mara Miner, she handles all the back office stuff. I'll probably talk to you the first time. You feel free to call me. That's my number, 813-404-2220. We just do straight up business. Y'all welcome to ask Davey. He worked with us. I don't like to heckle about much. I'm straightforward. We like to get to the work. You want to come over here and work? We work. And we let you be your own driver, man, for the most part. We do have rules. We do have rules, but we're pretty free flowing for the most part. And once you get out on the road, you get to pretty much do your own thing for the most part.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at something real quick.
That's Mara's.
Oh, we got a bunch of guys here, but anyway, so. Oh yeah, for the realty.
I guess you said they could pause that too.
All right. Yeah, I think they got that. That's pretty good. So I was talking to individual the other day about and I don't want to take up all your time, because I know you are extremely busy with everything you got going on, man. But I was talking to an individual the other day, and I didn't really get a full answer on this, but what do you feel about a company that doesn't have contracts but is a big, semi big fleet?
Wait, that doesn't have what? I missed that part.
Contracted freight.
Oh, but there are big companies.
Yeah, like, mid-size, let's say.
Oh yeah. I mean, what size would you say? Probably between 20 and 50 trucks, maybe 100 trucks. That's probably about mid-size.
Let's say 100. Let's say they got 100 trucks with no contracted freight. Working with a bunch of brokers okay? Or to some.
Well, in my opinion, as long as you're profitable, it's okay. Everything's okay. As long as you're making money, that's the whole point of doing this. If you're making money, whatever your formula is, keep doing it. Far be it for me to tell you how to do whatever you're doing, because if you're in the black, keep doing it. And damn, whoever say that ain't the right way, keep doing what you're doing.
So go back to the confidence thing, basically. Have confidence in yourself to step on faith.
How I'm gonna tell you? How would I tell Davey how to walk like Davey?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You're right. But people need stuff, man, because there's a lot of people out there that just, let me go ask somebody who's not doing what I'm doing what their opinion is.
But that's okay, because you can almost learn from anybody. I've learned some stuff from you, David. Like, if you're willing, you can learn from almost anybody. And it's okay to ask a question, but if you don't have an idea of what you're trying to do yourself, can't nobody help you with that. Like you can't nobody help you.
Now,
Like,
Jared, what you gonna learn from me? Because man, bro.
well, I can't. You asked me to take some stuff off the top of my head. I can't do all that. But I have learned some stuff. I literally come home, man. You know, Davey told me.
I'm messing with you. It's all good, man.
Told me such and such. I ain't fucking know that. Then I have my wife look into it. I have my wife look into it. Man, David told me such and such about the fuel. Oh, the fuel. You know, the fuel card.
Well, hey, look.
Dave, you remember the fuel card?
Oh yeah, the one that had like it was like 45% off.
Right. Oh, and here go the other thing. You remember the 8A certification?
Yeah.
You told me about that too.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm just be trying to help everybody out.
Is knowledge out here from anybody if you're willing to pay attention? You get it from anybody.
You got your hazmat yet?
For what? They gonna give me an extra 50 cents?
Hey, they say that, you know.
See, there you go to my what they say. There you go.
They say having your hazmat makes you more money, man.
Hey, there you go talk about they. They go they. Hey, you own way. And I'm not even saying, but you like, look, I've been out here talking to brokers, man. They trying to move hazmat loads for $2 a mile. That's a no-go for you, boy.
Yeah, I've been some things. The rates are really low, and even for hazmat, the rates ain't good.
So why would I do that?
I've been hearing from a lot of people.
Well, I'm gonna ask you, since that you telling me what they said. Did they say
that's a good point?
Did they say there's a reason why I should take that extra risk? There's more money involved? Or I'm just gonna have a pretty little endorsement on the back of my license.
Also, basically, hey, I don't know. I might go to the oil field. I don't know yet. I'm just, I'm just looking at how the market's going. What at the same time, you know what I mean?
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. That way, it's 100 ways to skin a cat. There's 100 ways to skin a cat.
That part.
So yeah, if it worked, I mean, hazmat. I'm thinking about it. I actually might, but I mean, that's a lot of risk. That's more risk. Like logistics is already a risky business.
Yeah.
I'm up, and it's really hard. Man, I know it's a lot of drivers. It's hard to trust the drivers. They not to do the job. They not do the job.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're going into a tunnel with some hazmat.
I appreciate you. What was that?
I say next thing you know, the driver going through the tunnel with hazmat, been pulled over by the police, and now you're getting a phone call.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's why, if you're gonna get your hazmat, you need to be educated in what you're doing, because this is not a game to play with. I mean, I've heard horror stories of people, in the hauling fuel and get caught up, and an explosion happens and they burn to death. It ain't. I think it's serious.
Yeah, man.
Well, look, I done kept you on here for 50 minutes. I appreciate it. I was just trying to, get on here and help some drivers burn some miles, man. I really appreciate you showing up for me, and thank you for taking time, because I know you're busy.
That's what's up, man. Hey, anytime, man. If I got time, I give you some. Y'all drivers, be safe out there, man. Y'all be safe, be safe, be safe.
All right, Jared, man, you be good.
All right.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for being here. I'm gonna let the live run for a little bit. If you want to call in, I've dropped the link in the chat. Life 360, man. If you want to come in, come in. Let me let y'all get some music on here. Life 360. What's up, man?
What up with you? You heard me?
Not much, not much. What you got going on, man? I didn't think you were gonna jump in.
Oh no, I'm gonna jump in. Life 360 always come in and jump in. Always. I'm on everybody's video. I jump in.
there's a bit of the delay, so kind of bear with me, all right?
All right.
Yeah. So, what did you want to bring to the conversation? Because you've been in the comment section a couple of times, and kind of tell me your concerns about the trucking industry in the lease or whatever. Just kind of tell me your opinions on what's going on. Hey, and it's open, man. You do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, it's open, but I still gotta watch what I say. I'm real big on saying what I want to say. I gotta watch what I say though. But for example,
hey, me too.
Do you want me to talk about the topic or just general shit about trucking?
Just general shit. Hey, at this point, we just burn them out with people, man.
Oh, okay. I know I was in your comment, coming at your head, but I wasn't really coming at you. It just, we've been through this already.
I didn't take it as that.
And we basically been through the ringer with somebody promoting the company, and it's not what you're saying it is. It's deeper than what you say.
Oh, your mic went out, man.
Oh, can you hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, so I was saying it's deeper. It's a little more deeper than what you just giving out to them, saying, "Yo, come here. You can make all the money. You do all this rah shit." I feel you on that, but if you're gonna tell the story, make sure you tell the whole story. Damn, what's that noise? Can you hear me, bro?
It's your background. Yeah, I can hear you.
My background. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's your background, man. I'm in a house right now.
But you can't hear me though.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, man. You good?
All right. Yeah, but I was saying I wasn't trying to come at you on some strong shit. It just, man, you got to keep it real. It's some hidden things about the company. It ain't just VL. I see a lot of guys. It ain't just you. I see a lot of guys promoting these companies, but they ain't even been there that long, so you don't even know what's up. It's a lot going on behind closed doors, and arguments and conversations and contracts and people trying to sue this person, lawyers involved. It's a lot more into it. So if you promote and you get somebody to come on in and they get into that shit, or they hear about the bullshit, they like, wait a minute, this ain't what the fuck you just told me. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't heard a VL driver or VL person come on YouTube and promote in so fucking long because of the fucking situation. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't trying to come at your head. Yeah. It just let's keep it real about the situation. You know what I'm saying? And I know you did say, you only go based off your experience. I feel you.
Your mic went out again. I don't know if you can hear me though, but your mic did go out again. But I total respect you, man, because you're absolutely right. This is something that I am talking about from my own experience, and it's very different for everybody. And I've met a few people that, when I was at the office, some things don't work out. That's why I try to tell people, hey, this isn't for everybody. And that's why I made the video with Brandon, because I wanted you guys to have as much information as possible, so you can make a educated decision on, because this is your life, this is your family's lives. Us as men, we come out here on the road, trying to provide for our families or just have a better life for ourselves. Yeah, that's cool and all, but if you got a family, it's not all that cool, because Your family totally depends on you. And I don't know if you're talking back to this conversation because your mic is still out, man. But no, I definitely want you to. I'm glad you are speaking out of it, because that's the kind of stuff we need in the comment sections and everything, so people can say, hey, well, what about this, and point out the inaccuracies, so to speak, because a prime lease ain't for everybody. A CR England lease ain't for everybody. And I've known people that have been with leases, and like you said, have to deal with lawyers and stuff like this, because they try to, in a lot of leases they do try and trap you. What do they call it? I think Trucker Brown touched on this. These predatory leases. And honestly, I'm just giving it from my point of view, man. But there are a lot of situations, and maybe that's what's wrong with my channel right now, is I do need to kind of talk about the dark side of things. And just to kind of be, forthright with you. The only reason I don't talk about a lot of negative things is because that's how a lot of channels grow, is through negative content. And I was kind of trying to step away from that. I really want the channel to be is, something that, somebody can just put in a Bluetooth, roll down the road, and, like just put some miles on the road. That's all. I ain't got nothing against you, man. I really appreciate the content that you're putting down in there. You might want to log out and come back in because there's nothing. You're still muted, man. And I'm just carrying on the conversation. So, I'm going to bring you out and let you, kind of get that in order. But guys, this is what I tell a lot of people. If you're a single guy, single girl, or whatever, and you don't have any kids or a wife at the house, there's no reason you should have a apartment. There's no reason you should really have a house unless you own the house. There's no reason you should have a car note unless you own the car. Straight out. If you're out here on the road, you're not even home enough to enjoy those luxuries. I mean, those amenities, whatever you want to call them, whatever terminology you want to use today. You don't need those things. You come out here. I actually just talked to a guy in Jacksonville. His name was Josh yesterday. We were talking about LLCs, taxes, and child support. But shout out to you, Josh. Basically, he had a situation come up with his old lady. There was a child support battle. He has his kids, visitation and everything. I don't mean like he actually has them, but if you don't have an old lady or wife, I should say life, I shouldn't say old lady. And you don't have the kids 24/7 and they can go stay at their mom's, you should literally go out here and just have your phone bill, maybe some health insurance, because health is wealth, and all the rest of that money should be stacking up, man. You should be able to go home to your kids and just shower them with gifts, man. Like, think about this. I don't know what a lot of you guys out there are making, but like, let's say you're making, 1,000 to 2 bands a week. You should be able to come home, get a hotel. If it's $1,000, okay, cool. Because you remember you gave up your apartment, or get an Airbnb, and you can get an Airbnb in a nice house that the kids don't get to see very often. And them kids will be, oh my God, look what dad did. Or guess what? You could go on Turo and rent a Maserati or a Hellcat. That's what some of y'all guys like. And literally, your kids rolling down the road, you picking up from school. Oh, look at my dad. He done pulled up in a Hellcat or a Maserati or a Benz or whatever, man. Y'all could really improve these kids' lives for real. Like, come out, like, just kind of think about the thing. Think about it, because you have no bills and you're just stacking bread. And honestly, the guy that has this situation is winning, and they're winning hard. Especially the couples that get out there and team drive OTR. They're winning like crazy. All the money going to one account and they just rolling down the road, man. Come on. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm gonna drop the link one more time. Anybody that feels free that wants to, but other than that, I really ain't got too much more to talk about. Life 360, you can always come back in, man. Let it play for a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I still hear that damn
Sorry
music
about that,
though.
man. What was that?
I still hear that trucking music.
Oh, I cut it off. My bad.
Yeah, see, it's still playing on my end. Hold on. You say you cut it off already?
Yeah, I cut it off.
Yeah, it's still playing. Hold on right quick.
All right. But you're good on my end though. So like when you come back in, we're good. He went out. Well, I guess I'll sit here and wait till come back in. Yeah, we'll sit here for a second. But guys, no. There we go. Come on.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Right.
what I was saying.
Respect to what what you were saying. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, that's all. I wasn't trying to come off at you. You know what I'm saying? Come at your head, bro. It just, man, I just seen it happen too many damn times on YouTube, bro. Like a lot. And I was one of the ones that came over because of YouTube. Like a YouTube trucker said this, said that. I came over. I got my hair straight wrapped, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Folks then rap my shit.
What happened?
It ain't what he said. Alright, like the Raycon shit. When I came, they was showing Raycon. You know, everything was straight. Man, bro, VL was at its peak, my nigga. Like it was up. Everybody was making money. They were transparent. Everybody was having a good time. Everything was straight, bro. Like it was like a family. Like it was really a good company. And then I don't, now I'm just speaking off just in my opinion. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm only going based on what I see. I don't know if they started growing a lot, like a whole lot, because a lot of drivers was coming over. I was referring a lot of drivers. Yeah, I guess they started feeling themselves. I don't know, But then they stopped being transparent. They stopped the rate cut shit. You know, they started even moving different. You know, and I was like, damn, what's up? You know, I can't even use PC like I used to. You know, now I gotta call in and if and get the PC, and that's if they give me the PC. It's just a lot of things like just small shit that were just building up, and a lot of people just leaving and stuff. And I was like, it's not what I signed up for. You know, but that's
You
just on the
familiar
bad
with trucker
end,
named Jay?
huh? Yeah.
Are you familiar with?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cause
he actually talked about this in one of his videos. I don't know if you seen that one, but he was basically he disclosed what happened with the Raycon situation. He was saying that there was quite a few owner operators, not necessarily the lease guys, but quite a few owner operators that were coming over here and trying to snatch up the contracts from the from VL, and that they messed up a I think it was like $5 million deal that they had previously, already had, and that's what out of I want to say it was Colorado, out of Denver, and after that happened and they lost that big of a deal. I mean, I'd be mad if somebody messed up my $5 million deal. I'd be snapping necks and people be catching some fucking lead to the chest. But I don't necessarily agree with the Raycon situation. But it's a little bit understandable. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm just I'm putting that out there.
I feel you. But even can you hear me? This shit weird.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Okay, there you go. All right. So even with that, bro, it's like that's just business, bro. You know how many people get their contracts snatched for them and under them and all that from all the other companies they show Raycons. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody does that.
No,
They
I
do
agree.
it. Shit, they did it to Snyder. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody do that everybody people do that every day.
Yeah.
Everybody do that shit. So it's not, you can't stop it. Even right now, if I want to do that, I can still do it. I mean, it ain't hard to find a fucking load. It ain't hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
it ain't hard for me to find that load.
Yeah.
So
That's how a lot of brokers come up.
yeah. So when they told that story, man, me personally, do I believe it? Fuck no. And if it is true, oh fucking well. As like they say, it's just business. That's just what happens. You get your contract stolen from
Yeah.
you, and you get the contract stolen from you. It fuck you up for $5 million a year. It fucks you up that $5 million for that year. Oh man, that's just how life happens. But you can't punish everybody for one person mistake. Just like if you picking apples and one apple is rotten, you gonna throw all the apples away, or you gonna fucking just take that one a raw one and throw it away? You gonna what you gonna do? You gonna fucking throw that one rotten away, and then you gonna fuck eat all the other ones. That's how it's supposed to go. But when you punish everybody else for
That's
one
right.
person mistake and one person bullshit, or as they say, a lot of people is doing that, I just don't believe it, man. It just I don't believe it. But if that's what they say, oh fucking weird. I don't know if it's true or not, so I gotta go based on what they say. If it happened, all right, it happened. But you can't punish everybody for somebody else or other people bullshit. You know, so because
Nah, I
I could
totally
do
agree,
that,
man.
you know.
What you got going on now, bro?
What I got going now? Oh, shit, still just driving. Still doing my own shit, doing my own
Well, I mean,
thing. What you mean?
like with VL or like with somebody else?
My own shit. I left.
Oh.
I'm doing my own shit.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay.
I can't.
Man,
Nah.
congratulations,
I couldn't
man.
do that no
That's
more.
praise right there.
Yeah, just see, but in order for me, but I had to get to that level, bro. I had to, I had to go through the bullshit and stack my bread up.
Yeah. That's what I want to like. I like to speak on. It's like, hey, these deals ain't set up for you to win, but go get your bread so you can go do your own thing. Like the gentleman that was on earlier, Jared, he's a family member of mine, and when he was getting his company started, I went over there and I helped him out. Just as a driver, he made money off me, I made money off of him. It was a mutual agreement, so on and so forth. But that's the game, like you're saying. The only reason I'm thinking about the lease is just to get to that level. I can put my money up and get me my own truck.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it ain't gonna lie. It's easy. It's quicker to get the bread up like that. I just don't want you to get trapped up in them taxes, cause like the man Jerry said, that's a lot of your write off right there gone. That's why they doing that shit. You
And
know,
that's a
they
very
know
good
what they
point.
doing, and they all that. Like I
Oh yeah, I
said,
mean, yeah,
I don't want nobody to get wrapped into them taxes, cause when IRS don't play that shit, they'll out of your ass back 7 years.
I will say
It ain't
this,
shit you can do about it.
VL and Ace, they have their stuff together. They're pretty smart. I will give them that. Like they know what they're doing.
Oh
When it
yeah, they know
comes
what they
for
doing.
that business growing. And I'll be really, yeah, I'll be really honest with you, man. If when I do get my money up to get my truck, I'm definitely gonna go back to my cousin's place, man.
Right. Yeah. Hey, if that's the way you gonna do it, it's gonna work. If you finna come here, stack your bread up, and then leave, man, that's the way to go. If you
As you
gonna go
should,
to
whether that's
company,
with a
stack your bread and
military
leave,
or mid-size.
yeah, that's the way to go. But people that's trying to pay the truck off, no, yeah, you ain't rule for awakening when them tax time come when you file them taxes and one woman look at you in woman or man look at you in their face and say, hey, you gotta pay 60,000 55,000. You be like, wait, what? Why? You ain't wrote shit off for fuel. You only wrote
Yeah,
shit off for fuel
yeah,
and the
yeah.
payment. That ain't shit, you know. So and you leasing this shit. You don't even own the damn truck. So what I supposed to do with this, you know?
There's a lot
So
of strategies out there, though, man.
it is, but don't get strategies mixed up with getting yourself fucked up too, though.
Yeah, but I
Don't,
mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you can set up a payment plan.
yeah, you could do that and set it up. And I just, man, them taxes ain't no joke. I seen people get
I
fucked over
feel
real bad. And the way VL send their taxes out, they just give you one number. It don't be itemized. They just send you that 11099 big ass number that you see. It'll be 350K. It'll be something like that, and you'll be like, damn, I made a lot of money. All right, so but now it's time for you to go file those taxes let's get into the Schedule C. Let's get into this shit and see what's really how much you really made and how much you actually write off and how much you finna pay back, because that payback is most definitely
um,
what's gonna hurt you.
I'm
Because
a big
that ain't
advocate of
even,
keeping track of your stuff, man.
yeah, you got to keep track of it because everybody say, yeah, make your money, stack your bread, and go buy you a truck. They
You use
not telling you
QuickBooks?
the real. They not hey, they not telling you the real. Stack your bread up, but also put some money to the side for taxes too, because they finna hit your ass. They finna bam your ass, boy. They finna get you good too. Cause VL do it, you
You
know.
use QuickBooks, man?
You said what?
Do you use
They,
QuickBooks?
yes, sir. You better use some.
Okay. You
You
have
gotta, you gotta.
kids?
Most definitely. I got 2 kids.
You write them off, right?
No, sir. I did not write them off. No, no, no. I don't write them off.
Do
Don't write them off.
you have a straight LLC or your taxes are export?
LLC,
What state you out of?
Alabama.
Alabama. You could have it set up to where you can basically, I don't know how old your kids are, but you can set it up to where you're paying them a maximum of $12,000 a year. I pay mine a little bit less, but that's a strategy I use. I didn't use it last year, but I plan on using it this year. And I have 2 kids that are of a certain age that I can pay them, and this is a strategy I use. I use them as my social media managers, and you have to have their account set up and everything. But then I turn, one of them I pay child support for. And what I'll do is, because as men, well, anybody on child support, we don't get a deduction for anything that has to do with child support. So what I'll do is I will set up the accounts, and I don't really care if this is YouTube or not. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. She ain't gonna watch this. I pay the child support from the kid's account, and then I get that deduction, and that's all legal.
Oh yeah, that's just being smart.
Exactly. And there's tons and tons of other strategies, man. And this is what I really want to get in depth and talk to about on my channel with lives like this, because like I told my cousin Jared, I've talked to 20, 30 guys, in that situation where they need to know, they want to know about taxes, they want to know about LLCs, and they want to know about child support. And I give them what game I do have. Am I the all be all? Absolutely not. But that's like he said, educate yourself, read a little bit more. I'm not saying you particularly, because you do seem like you got your stuff together. I'm just saying there are a lot of esoteric things that we can do to lower those taxes. And like he said, scared money don't make money.
True.
But that's game for you right there. Just kind of, I don't know Alabama's rules and regulations, but yeah. And you might want to, just another thing, you might want to file as an S corporation to save on that 15.3% tax rate for the federal government.
Yeah, that's right. I'm right now. What I'm doing, I'm researching. I'm talking to my accountant to see what I need to be doing. Cause them taxes, man, them bitches hurt for real.
What are you paying yourself this year, man? Vague number.
This year?
Yeah.
Bro, I couldn't even tell you because I ain't really make shit this year. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't really make shit this year.
All right, let me give you this on a little bit. This is the only reason that I sit here and I'll talk about the taxes and the lease and stuff. You doing it as an S corporation, you're gonna pay yourself something. Basically, let's say you made $100,000 and you only paid yourself $30,000. You're only gonna pay 15.3%, which is self-employment tax on that 30,000. That's a lot better. You're gonna save on taxes. That's gonna a lot more tax savings that you're gonna get from that the S corporation than you would as a straight LLC. This might be something you want to talk to your tax guy about. You're still gonna have to pay there's certain other taxes you got to pay with the S corporation, pay corporate tax, and you don't pay certain other taxes. And honestly, there are a lot of people that have LLCs taxed as S corporations that live like ghosts. Now, here's the benefit if you're already on child support. If you're already on child support and you live like a ghost with that S corporation, because they should be separate from you, separate bank account, separate everything. There should be, for anybody that's watching this right now, if you are on the road and you have an LLC, you need to have that business bank account, and anything you do over the road, a write-off. When you go home, use your personal card to pay for things. And there are a few people that I've had conversations with that ask, well, how do I pay my bills while I'm on the road doing this, that, and the third if I have a business account? All you do is what's called a member withdrawal. So you member withdraw, you take the money from your personal account to your personal account. And all you really got to do is, if you have Zelle, Cash App, or whatever, put in the notes, member withdrawal. You want to leave a paper trail for these taxes, all right? And what they'll do is your CPA, your tax attorney, or whoever you deal with will look at that, see the paper trail, and say, okay, you paid X amount of money to yourself this year. The rest of it can be held in your S corporation. You still with me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
It just going in and out.
Yeah, I got you. Did you catch all that?
Yeah. It's like it do like a little late delay on some of your words sometimes.
Yeah, there's a delay. That's why I try and let you talk and then I talk. Because there's a delay between me and you, even on my end.
But yeah, I heard everything you said though, bro. I'm gonna look into it, cause that sound like that's gonna help out a lot. I don't know about the child support thing. I'm not on child support, but I'm glad you figured a way around that shit. Because child support that shit that would really fuck a man up, like real shit. And I'm glad you found the way around it, because
Yes.
I know a lot of people don't know how to get around that. But you know what you're doing, so I like that though. I ain't gonna lie to you, I like that.
I read a lot, man. I probably spent 10 grand in courses and books and everything to learn about all this stuff, man. It's something, and it really feels like you turn it off sometimes. And that's why I just started talking on YouTube, man, because all this, my wife kind of got tired of hearing it, to be really honest with you. But I figure, hey, if I'm interested in it, somebody else might be interested in it. And that's why I decided to come on YouTube and talk about the things. And to your point, I could do better at talking about these subjects.
Yeah, but for now, I'm letting you do it your way. I ain't saying shit. Cause I know you trying to get your money referral up. I ain't finna say shit. I'm gonna let you do it your way and get your bread. I ain't saying shit. I did all my shit. I ain't got nothing to say no more.
In that my cousin's company, Minor Logistic, we were watching the whole time, but you can rewind it and go check him out. He does let people lease onto his company, but it's full range. They'll help you with certain things, and other things you need to be dependent on yourself for.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and get a thought, bro.
If you're interested, because I did see in the comments you brought that up. All right, man. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all showing up. I'm about to get out of here. Thank y'all. And I know it's kind of a little dull in certain areas, but I really appreciate everybody that pulled up and decided to watch. Thank you. Catch y'all later.